So I already have a video explaining the events of January 1991 on the main channel, but I wanted to share my experience of attending some of the commemoration events this year. Spending most of my time online in the English-speaking world, I don't get too many notifications for events geared towards the Lithuanian population. That's fair, and it makes sense. I suppose that's one thing that my social media account can help with in terms of making such events more accessible to foreigners who want to know what's going on. I knew there were some events happening to commemorate January 13th, but I wasn't sure exactly where to find them. I reached out to a friend and thankfully she sent me a website with a detailed list of ceremonies. It's on the Seimas website in Lithuanian, and so I definitely would have missed finding these myself. I knew for sure that I wanted to attend the TV Tower and Independence Square events, and they were timed perfectly so that I could experience one after the other. And so on January 12th, 2025, I first headed to the TV Tower for the 4:30 p.m. commemorative bonfire lighting ceremony. It wasn't overly busy, and most people were gathered down in front of the screen and stage, while a few others decided to go up closer to the bonfire. I decided to stand in the middle, wanting to get a shot of the fire and the tower together. And yes, this meant that I missed the presentation on the screen, but hopefully I can catch it next year when my Lithuanian language comprehension is even better. It was here at the TV Tower in 1991, in the early hours of January 13th, that Lithuanians gathered to protect key communications infrastructure from being controlled by the Soviets. All in all, 13 Lithuanians were killed by the Soviet army, and an additional Lithuanian civilian died at the TV Tower struggle due to a heart attack. These 14 are honored every year through these ceremonies. It's why at the TV Tower there are 14 members of the Riflemen's Union, each carrying a torch. The names of the victims were read aloud and commemorative wreaths were laid at the memorial. I don't know if these ceremonies differ from year to year, but I definitely didn't expect the vibrant burst of smoke in the colors of the Lithuanian flag after the lighting of the bonfire. It was just so beautiful to see. After all the wreaths were laid, it was more or less the end of the short ceremony, and the president and other VIPs were rushed away. Following this was the 6 p.m. ceremony at Independence Square in front of the Seimas building. I saw that fires had already been lit and people were standing in front of a stage in anticipation. When things started at 6 p.m., some footage of that night in 1991 was shown, which was a very strong reminder of everything that had happened in Vilnius and across the country over 30 years ago. And then words were spoken and songs were sung, including this beautiful rendition of Imk mano ranka brolo, which means take my hand, brother. I later learned that this song was written by Vytautas Landsbergis himself, one of the main, if not the key figure in Lithuania's struggle for independence from the Soviets. Very cool. Eventually, at this event, the names of the 14 victims were also read aloud, and their photos were shown. After each name was read, fireworks would be shot into the air, and a torch, carried by a member of the Lithuanian military, was added to the big bonfire in the middle. Musical performances would follow, including a performance from famous Lithuanian artist Andrius Mamontovas. His song ended in the lighting of a bright red flare which lit up the night. I went home shortly after that, my lungs burning a little and my clothes smelling very much like I had spent an hour in front of the campfire. It was all a very incredible experience, which got me a little choked up, and it was just a really somber reminder that freedom isn't free. Hopefully, if you're a foreigner in Lithuania, you get a chance to learn the significance of the January 1991 events because it's so critical to what Lithuania is today. And I also hope that you get to experience these ceremonies in the future. Maybe I'll see you there. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.